Good morning from the Chessington World of Adventures resorts, where I'm back here at the park for my first visit of the 2021 season. Now, if you haven't already, check out the 3 different vlogs that me and Charlotte have already uploaded this week. We had fantastic days at Alton Towers, Blackpool Pleasure Beach and Poulton's Park. So check out those vlogs, they're now online here on the channel. But yes, today I'm here at Chessington World of Adventures. Charlotte's gone to work the next couple of days, so she's not with me unfortunately, but she'll be back on the channel in a few days' time. But yes, great to be back down here at Chessington, get back on some classic rides, but also check out the new additions for 2021. Firstly, I'm going to be heading over to Croc Drop. It's been open now for 3 days. This is its 4th day of operation, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's an SPF Visa drop tower that is beautifully themed. It looks amazing from off-ride, and I'm really looking forward to getting on there and giving it a go. Yesterday, they actually opened their brand new pirate ship here at Chessington World of Adventures. That's the Blue Barnacle. So I'm also going to be checking that out and giving that a go as well. Must say, we're in for a busy day here at Chessington today. It is the holidays, and it took me 30 minutes to queue up to get in this morning. I did arrive during the peak time though, so I do advise when coming to the parks, try and arrive earlier if you can do. Of course, it was about a 3-hour drive coming down here. We were still at Alton Towers last night, so it's quite a, normally I get up down here early, but it was a little bit later than planned due to some traffic. So yeah, I do advise get in nice and early. It took about 30 minutes to get in because of course temperature checks, security searches, and then of course actually getting in through the turnstiles as well. But anyway, welcome to today's vlog. Probably not going to ride loads today. I'll do the new things, but mostly give you some updates about what's going on. I'll walk around all the different areas, put in lots of footage of all the different rides, and give you updates on what we can see here at Chessington in 2021. Right then, let's head down to Croc Drop. So here it is, Croc Drop, new for 2021 here at Chessington. And I must say, the visual impact that this ride has on the area is absolutely incredible. Of course, the drop tower right there in the middle of the crocodile mouth, and it drops down straight there into Sobek. Now, with the tower itself, it's just over 25 meters tall, and as you can see, there's various different special effects in the actual mouth of Sobek himself. And then of course you've got the main tower standing right up there in the middle and spinning round, meaning that I imagine we're going to get quite a good view from up the top there on Croc Drop. But this looks absolutely fantastic around here. The area is stunning. Of course, with Ramesses Revenge, which was the attraction that used to be in this location before, it always had a great sort of visual impact. People used to stand here watching it, seeing people get soaked on there as riders. But of course, that was kind of dug down into a pit. With Croc Drop just here, it stands so proud and really tall in this area. It actually looks a lot taller actually than 25 meters. It looks absolutely stunning, and I'm really impressed with what Chessington have done with the area around here. Honestly, all the planting, the theming, the audio, absolutely fantastic. But what we're going to do is go and have a little look a little bit further over towards the entrance. Advertised wait time at the moment of 65 minutes. Now, the ride does only seat about 16 riders, so I am thinking, it's going to be quite a slow one on the throughput. So it's going to be interesting to see how long it actually takes this one. But yeah, 65 minutes advertised wait for Croc Drop. Let's head over there and go and have a look. Well, I must say, no matter where you look at Croc Drop, it is very impressive. I just want to talk about the theming details for just a moment. The building is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you look at everything down here. You got all the rocks, the planting, the well, and of course, you can hear it in the background, the fantastic soundtrack that has been made for this ride as well by a friend of the channel, Nick. Now, Nick's done quite a lot of theme park audio, and of course, he's also done the audio here for Croc Drop. So I'm looking forward to hearing what it sounds like from on ride. I know there's not speakers actually built onto the ride itself. That would have been even better if they were in the back of the seats. However, the audio I imagine is going to be pretty loud inside the building just here. But yeah, plenty of speakers all around the area here anyway, so you can hear it, and I imagine that's the same down in the queue line. But yeah, all the rocks and planting looks great. Love the little details on the building, like all the paintwork on there. Must have took a long time to put this together, but it really does look stunning. And then of course the logo there on the side as well. You've got things like the little well down here, even the ventilation systems, they're all themed in. Then if we come around to the right, just here, you've got the gift shop, this fantastic photo opportunity out here at the front, so you can just get around the back and stand in there. And then of course, the main entrance to the ride itself. So, well, there we go, advertised now 45 minutes, so it has gone down a little bit. In terms of the height restrictions, you've got to be a minimum of 1.3 meters tall to ride alone. However, it's 1.2 if you want to ride it accompanied by an adult. So there you go, right, time to join the queue, and it's time to brave the drop and release the curse. Croc Drop here at Chessington. Right then, so just had my first ever ride on Croc Drop here at Chessington, and the experience started off even better than what I was expecting, because I didn't actually have to wait, and that's because they're actually shouting down for single riders to come and fill empty seats on there. You've got to think there's only 16 seats anyway, so they're actually shouting to get people down to fill them empty seats, especially with it being a new ride as well, and even any time, they want to make sure that them seats are full if they can be. The good thing is with that, social distancing doesn't impact the throughput, because in between the seats you've actually got like plastic screens what they've put up to of course split you off from the other riders. But yeah, it was great to actually get on there and experience it after seeing the construction of it throughout last year, and what a great overall experience. I did have a walk around the queue line, kind of around the outside of it just to see. There's not loads of theming around, but you can hear all the audio throughout the queue it seems, and also as well you get the great views looking at Sobek and up on the tower itself, which of course yeah, it's going to keep people entertained in the queue line, isn't it, looking at the ride and building up that anticipation. Bear in mind, a lot of people, you know, are never going to be on something like that before, because it is quite a big, impressive ride, especially if you're little and looking up at that. You know, so they're going to really enjoy just watching it and building up the anticipation. You then get batched, of course, with your other 15 riders, yourself, of course, and 15 others, making a total of 16 on there. And then the doors actually open up to the building. All this smoke and mist comes out, the audio's booming, and you make your way in. All your loose items go in the themed storage containers at the side, and then you take your seat on Croc Drop. You pull down the over-the-shoulder harness, not too thick actually on there. Normally with these SPF Visa drop towers, they're quite thick. It seems like they've updated the model a little bit now, which is good, and they're not quite as thick, which is good. You're not as sort of, you know, it's not blocking your view and things when you're looking around, and that's pretty important on Croc Drop, as I'll talk about in just a moment. You've also got a seat belt that goes in, and then you're off. Of course, everything's checked. With this drop tower, it can lift up and down, and of course it can also spin round as well. So it means that, you know, if you're facing one way, you're not going to stay that way for the whole thing. It will spin round into different directions, and that's really important, because on this ride, and of course we're at Chessington, so close to London, you get a cracking view straight over into central London. You can see some of the big buildings down there, Canary Wharf, you can see the Shard, and that's absolutely brilliant from on there on the top. In terms of the experience, it's not the longest of cycles, but I think it's a good fair cycle. You get about 3 good drops, bit of spinning round, building up the anticipation. You can hear the audio from on the ride quite well actually. It would have been even better if there was onboard sound, but it doesn't impact the experience. It's just so nice to hear the audio. It's kind of down in Sobek, and of course that builds up the height for kind of going up and down on the tower. It's not too intense. Of course, anyone who's familiar with Magma at Paulton's Park, it's the exact same ride. Of course, it's a more up-to-date model. You don't get as long a cycle, and I don't think it feels quite as intense as Magma. But of course, this is an overall experience. It's the audio, it's the effects, it's the theming, and it's all come together in a great ride for this park. You've got to think down there with the ride. Yes, it's only got 16 seats, so I am a bit concerned about the capacity of it. I think it's going to have big queues most days here at the park. But they've got something new. They've replaced a flat ride, and I'm really pleased to see it. But they're really impressed with it. I'll head back down there later on and of course get a little bit more footage as well of it. But there you go, Croc Drop isn't the only new addition here at Chessington for 2021. You've seen it there just behind me over the past couple of minutes. Of course, they've got a brand new pirate ship. This only opened yesterday. It's called the Blue Barnacle, and this replaces Black Buccaneer, which was the former pirate ship that had come to the end of its life here at the park. This is a brand new one. Look at the colour schemes and theming round here. It looks great, so we're going to head down there and have a look, and then join the queue and have a ride. I'm really impressed that Chessington have replaced the 2 flat rides, of course, that have been removed from the park, and getting a brand new pirate ship down here is perfect because of the location of this. It's always looked amazing down here with the water and the fact it dips down into this little valley. Then of course you've got some theming all around the queue line, some new bits that have been added in down there as well, and of course all the existing landscaping and rocks around the side. But yeah, the ride looks fantastic down there. It's very colourful. Of course the main colour scheme on there is blue. It is the Blue Barnacle after all, and along with that as well, you've got some red on there, some gold, green, you've got the sails there in the middle, and then the nice cream supports for it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and the good news is, it looks like it's still got a good swing to it. Black Buccaneer was really good, and yeah, like you can see that now, it looks very similar actually in terms of the height that this actually swings up there. So I'm going to go and join the queue. I think it's about 45-minute wait, which is a long time for a pirate ship, but it's a new ride. I want to get on there and check it out. Of course, as you can see, they are doing the social distancing on there as well. Because of course missing rows because of that. That's fine, that's just how it is, isn't it, at the moment? So I'm going to go and join the queue. It takes as long as it takes, doesn't it? I'm looking forward to getting on there and checking it out. But yeah, the Blue Barnacle, it's looking good down there at Chessington. Let's go and have a closer look.
Up to 1 child, there is 1 adult can accompany up to 1 child.
So in terms of the height restrictions here on Blue Barnacle, got to be a minimum of 1.3 meters tall to sail alone. However, 1.1 is the minimum height restriction, and of course between 1.1 and 1.3 meters you got to be accompanied by an adult who's 16 plus. Oh, right there mate, seems to be having a bit of a sleep down here. Waited 45 minutes there then for the Blue Barnacle on its second day of operation here at Chessington, and really enjoyed it. Quite a good cycle on there as well. It's not too long that it holds up the queue line, but it's just enough that you're getting a good ride on there. And along with that as well, it's got some nice theming down the queue line, some good audio throughout the queue as well that's pretty catchy, and also down on the ride as well. There's not speakers actually on the pirate ship, but actually on the station area. Of course, when you're swinging through you can hear the audio because it's pretty loud down there. I think they've done a really good job with it. You can tell there's still a few other areas to finish off down there in the water, but I do like how they've dyed the water like ultra blue. Like, it looks great down there and what they've done. The soundtrack, the theming, yeah, it's just nice that they've got two flat rides for this year. Of course, with Black Buccaneer, it was a great pirate ship, but it had come to the end of its life. With this one, I'd say it rides just as good, to be honest. I was lucky because I actually managed to get on one of the ends as well, which, as you all know, on a pirate ship, you really want to be on the end. But yeah, it was great to get on there, and I've enjoyed checking out the two new additions here at Chessington in terms of new rides. However, they've actually done some other changes around the park this year in terms of upgrades to theming and some new additions, starting off over in Mexicana. So I'm going to head over there now, and let's go and have a little look at some of these changes. So down here at the entrance to Mexicana, they've actually had some brand new signage that looks very vibrant, and from looking into the area, seems like that's the case with a lot of the theming in here, a lot more colourful than it was before as we make our way down into the Mexicana themed area of the park. I remember saying actually in the vlog last year that this area really needed some work, some TLC, so it's good to see that the park have done that. You never know, maybe they saw the vlog. But yeah, as you can see, you've got the giant sombrero hat up there, that's been painted. We've actually got a new soundtrack playing around here as well. And it's not just repaints, they've actually put in some new theming around here, as we'll see around here in just a moment. Very busy though here today at Chessington, as you can see. Really busy day. Doesn't feel like the capacity is very limited at all today, to be honest, but some of the queues for the rides are huge. Just walked past Croc Drop again, 75 minutes advertised queue time now for Croc Drop. But yeah, look at this, fantastic. Cactus down there as well, all these new barrels and wheels about, and they've painted up all of the buildings here, which is looking fantastic. I really like that. Some of the signage is the same, but it's a lot more vibrant, more colourful. Kind of giving me vibes a little bit now of Chiapas at Fantasyland, of course on a much smaller scale, and there's no water ride in this area, but you see what I mean with the colour schemes and that Mexican theming. There's a few new figures around here as well, and of course the new soundtrack which they've got made, which is great. We've also got a large Mexicana banner across the top just there. Photo opportunity over here at Rattlesnake, and all the building here has been painted up as well, which is certainly great to see. From this angle, of course, you can see the new signage for Forbidden Kingdom over there as well. Of course, Croc Drop there in the background. But yeah, it's looking really fresh, this part of Chessington, and it's nice how they've come to one of the older areas, done some upgrades and repainting, which is fantastic to see. They've also put some new bits of theming about as well, so we'll have a look down here by Scorpion Express, and I'll show you some of these other bits up the top just here. No changes down in Scorpion Valley, but I'm really pleased with what they've done here around Mexicana. So much more colour around, and of course these wonderful new figures as well. We've got this fella just over here who's watching over the rattlesnake roller coaster. I tell you what though, there's some big queues today. One of the busiest days at Chessington I've seen in quite a few years actually today. Scorpion Express advertised queue time, 50 minutes down there. It's a busy one, but you're watching over them crowds, aren't you? Making sure people are trying the best to social distance. I'm loving this music though, like brilliant, isn't it? It's like the Chessington theme done in a Mexican style. Well, I must say, I am really impressed with what Chessington have done down here. They've done an amazing job with all of the audio, repainting the buildings, and bringing in these new props as well. You got the horse down here, you got like little milk cartons, of course you got the straw bales. Honestly, they've done an amazing job. New cactus, it looks absolutely brilliant, and the soundtrack is great down here. It's brought this area back to life again, because I remember saying in the vlog last year that, oh, it really needed a lot of work, but you know what? It looks so much better than it did before, and there's also some more props to see over here as well. 45-minute advertised wait then for the rattlesnake. As you can see, some more theming around here as well. You got the huge cactus, all the boxes around, the wheels that have all been painted up, and then of course a very bright Mexicana here on the side of the building as well. Very impressed with this change down here at Chessington, and my favourite thing down here is definitely going to be that audio. Really impressed with what they've done with all the music around this section, and it's certainly made it a much more vibrant area of the park. Yeah, very impressed with what Chessington have done. Mexicana is looking great. Well, I tell you what, it's getting a bit cold this afternoon down here at Chessington. Made my way over here to Land of the Dragons, and it's just started to rain a little bit. I tell you what though, the refurbishments just keep continuing around this park. They've actually redone the entrance here to Dragon's Fury, and the paint colour what they've chose here is really nice. Starts red down at the bottom, then goes into orange, and then yellow at the top. Don't think I'm going to be waiting 75 minutes though, but it's nice to see, of course, that they've done that work and it's looking nice and fresh. But what we will do though is take a little walk around this side of the park now and go and see some more of the updates. Going to head through Wild Asia first, going to have a look at Cobra, see what's going on down here, and then round into Land of the Tiger. Once again, very busy down in Wild Asia, some big queues down there. Cobra, 60 minutes, along with that Tuk Tuk Turmoil, the Dodgems, that had quite a big queue, and also Monkey Swinger as well. And there's no water effects on Monkey Swinger at the moment, probably because of how cold it is today. It's freezing. Definitely the coldest day so far we've had in a theme park this year, even though it's only day number 4. Anyway, down here in Land of the Tiger then now, really like what they did with this area, especially the soundtrack. And yeah, I'll put in a bit of footage around here of Tiger Rock, which of course used used to be known as Dragon Falls, the log flume. Then a few years ago, it had the re-theme round here. But I do quite like it, and once again, it's pretty vibrant around here. Now, of course, due to government guidance, the indoor attractions here at Chessington do have to remain closed at the moment. One of those is Tomb Blaster just behind me here. Along with that, the Gruffalo River Ride Adventure, Room on the Broom, and a few other things are still closed at the moment due to government guidance. Of course, all the information can be found on the Chessington website, and I'm feeling like that's why we've got bigger queues forming today across some of the other rides. I don't think they've lowered the capacity for them rides being closed today, hence why some of the other queues are huge for the other rides, and there was a big queue to get in this morning. Yeah, just making you aware if you are coming down here, of course, fingers crossed when the government move into the next stage of the reopening plan, then yeah, that should be from May the 17th. We should see the likes of indoor attractions such as dark rides back open. Anyway, going to head back over to Croc Drop now and have a little look inside the gift shop there. We didn't have a look earlier on, so let's go and have a look at the merchandise and see what there is on offer. Croc Drop really has made a huge impact to this area of the park. It looks absolutely stunning, it really does, and it's fitting really nice with all the existing buildings that were already here, of course, in the Forbidden Kingdom themed area of the park. Looks great from all angles, and it's such a spectacle. People will gather around here looking at the ride and watching people on there. Really great to see. Really good to see they've got some street theatre out here at Chessington as well. They've actually got these characters out the front of the entrance to Croc Drop, of course nicely fitting in with the ride. Just staring us now, like a staring competition. Love it. Yes, let's go inside the shop and have a little look round at some of the merchandise. So they've only got a small selection of merchandise in here at the moment. Maybe later in the season they might get some more stuff. But you've got the Croc Drop caps just here. They're priced at £10, so I'd say that's pretty reasonable. Then you've got a couple of different t-shirt designs here as well. You've got the red t-shirt there on the left, the embroidered logo down there at the bottom as well, which is really good to see for quality. And then you've got the green one of that as well there, £18 for the Croc Drop t-shirts. I'd say that's pretty reasonable actually, especially because that's actually embroidered down at the bottom. Then you got these ones for the kids here as well. You got the little hoodies there, and also the smaller t-shirts at the top there as well. So on the other side of Croc Drop, around the back just here, they've actually put in this new seating area for this year, which is great to see because I don't feel like there's been enough seating areas at Chessington for a while. So yeah, I'm really pleased that they've actually put this in, all these different benches. Of course, last year, Alma's Flying Jumbos was put in. That actually used to be on this location, the Flying Elephants ride. That's been moved down to another area in the park last year. So yeah, it's nice to see they've actually just opened this space up, put loads of seating in. They've got a new little coffee shop over there as well, which is actually themed to one of these Zufari trucks, which is good to see. Talking to Zufari, just had a look at the queue time, 90 minutes. Oh, it's busy. And of course you get to see Croc Drop from the back just here as well, and all of the queue line down there. But yeah, at least with the queue line, it might not have loads of theming in, but you've got the spectacle to look at itself, and certainly getting people talking, looking at Croc Drop whilst it's going round. Brilliant. What Well, it's really quiet actually down at this side of the park where the zoo is, and of course the Sea Life Centre. Probably because the Sea Life, again, that's closed, of course, due to the COVID-19 measures. Nice clear signage though here on the entrance to it. Then of course you've got Room on the Broom, which is just the other side of the grass area just here. That's closed because it's indoors. So yeah, I imagine that's why it's a lot quiet around here. Just thought I'd mention though, big year for events down here at Chessington. I tell you what, I'm really liking the focus that Merlin are doing this year in terms of longer opening hours and also events. Alton Towers is the same, and it's the same here at Chessington, which is great to see. They've got a brand new summer event that's going to be running from the 24th of July to the 31st of August. I think it's pronounced Wilderfest. I don't think it's Wilderfest. I'm pretty sure it's Wilderfest, of course, with that being the wild theme of the park. Then, of course, you've got Halloween. That's going to be returning between the 16th and the 31st of October. Winter's Tale, that'll be back selected dates from the 27th of November to the 3rd of January. And then half term coming in 2022. New half term event, February. So, yeah, lots of stuff going on. And like I say, the park's actually open tonight until 7 o'clock. So it's good to see that Merlin Entertainments are finally starting to open their parks a little bit later. We know that Alton Towers, of course, are doing a lot of 8 o'clocks. Hopefully we're going to see, you know, later opening hours being the more permanent thing at these parks. I really hope so. Now, this is the point in the vlog where Charlotte's definitely going to kill me when she sees this, but we're going for it anyway. Welcome to the return of Goat Park Worldwide for 2021. Some nice goat interaction here at Chessington. I've got to come and see the goats when I come here. Whether Charlotte's with me or not, got to come and see the goats. This lovely brown goat here, just perched up there on top of the rocks for us. What a lovely goat. We can't go in and stroke them at the moment, but you know what? Still nice to see them. Blimey, it's noisy over there. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, what a noise. But yeah, Goat Park Worldwide back for 2021. I'm so sorry, Charlotte. Oh, bye. So I left the goats and went to get some food, and it just absolutely chucked it down. Yeah, it's very cold and a little bit wet here at Chessington now this evening, but still about an hour and a half to go until ride close. Just down here in the Wild Woods now. Of course, I mentioned earlier on the Gruffalo is closed, of course, because that's an indoor attraction. Yeah, it seems pretty quiet down here. I imagine now the fact we've had all that rain going to start to flow people out the park a little bit, so might be able to get a couple more rides in down here, but I'll come back on a much quieter weekday to do the rides. Just been nice to come around and of course get you some updates today with everything that's been going on around the park. Currently still advertised at 90 minutes, I think it said there, Vampire. Looking good though, the park is actually. Really impressed with all the different decor and scenery updates, what they've done around the park. Looking pretty fresh, which is good to see. Yeah, 90 minutes of Vampire. Doesn't seem to be anybody joining the queue at the moment down here. Like I say, it feels a lot quieter than it was, but you know what, I might try and get a ride on Vampire a little bit later on just to kind of wrap up the day. But yeah, always nice to come down here and see Vampire, of course, in the Wild Woods. Used to be known as Transylvania, this area, but of course once the Gruffalo came in a few years ago, they changed the name of the area. But yeah, it seems pretty quiet now. Like I say, we had quite a lot of rain, just about 15 minutes, and it just absolutely chucked it down. So I think that's about a lot of people now are going to start leaving the park, so it might empty out a little bit. So you've just seen some off-ride footage there of Vampire over in the Wild Woods. Like I say, might try and get a ride on there later on if the queue does die down a little bit. Down here now at Adventure Point, just thought I'd show you the absolutely stunning Adventure Tree Carousel. I do really like all the theming and decoration up on the top there. Of course, you've got the tree, you've got all the theming around the sides, and of course the water wheel effect up there as well. And down on the carousel, you can sit on a variety of different animals. You've got giraffe on there, and so much more to pick and choose from. But yeah, it's a really nice carousel. Just thought I'd show you that again. I don't really give it enough credit, I don't think, in the vlogs, to be honest, because it is lovely down here at Adventure Point. We've actually got some new audio playing around here as well, I've noticed. That's a good thing with Chessington this year. They've really gone through the areas, improved the theming, but also the audio as well, which is certainly great to see. But yeah, Adventure Point looking nice and fresh. And of course, it's always nice to see the Adventure Tree Carousel. And it's good that they've got the water wheel effect going on there. rain that we had earlier on, the park started to quieten down a little bit, and I managed to do a few rides over the past hour or so. Had a ride over on Tiger Rock, and then made my way down to Croc Drop, where I managed to have 2 more rides on there. I did one in the main queue and waited 30 minutes, then I managed to do another one where I got called down as a single rider. In total today I've had 3 rides on there. You know what, I really do like that attraction. Yes, it might not be a thrilling big drop tower, but it doesn't need to be for this park. It's the perfect ride for them here at Chessington, and I'll tell you what, the view from up there is incredible. Feels a lot taller when you're up there than it does looking at it from down here. Cracking view across the whole park and over towards central London. Really do like it, I'm really impressed with it, and the overall effects on there are great. There was even more mist and smoke that time as well, and when you come back down, you don't just get off straight away. Of course, you have to spin back round into your position. Of course, you know, it ends in the same place, of course, where you got on it. But yeah, as it's doing that, you've got the audio that carries on, you've got the lighting effects in there, the mist, and I noticed more this time that there's actually a big grill in the whole floor, and there's like the mist effects and stuff kind of settle on that, so it's really good when you come back down. It's like a very mysterious experience, but I'm really impressed with it. I think it's a brilliant attraction. I go as far to say that it's one of my favourite rides now here at Chessington. It doesn't need to be a big thrilling ride for me to enjoy it. It just needs to be an overall experience. Yes, I was a bit worried about the throughput on it with it only being 16 riders, but you know what, they're getting them out there pretty quick. About every 2.5–3 minutes that's going up there, which isn't too bad at all considering the loading procedures. There is no pre-show or anything like that on there. That would have enhanced it more. However, you do get, of course, to stand out the front, the doors open, and you get all the mist coming out towards you. It kind of builds you up ready for the ride. Anyway, there's just a few minutes left to go until ride close, so I'm going to head down back to Vampire, go and try and get a ride on there. First ride on there of the season. Can't come to Chessington and not go on Vampire. Let's go and have a look. Just had an awesome final ride of the day then on Vampire. Great to get back on that classic coaster here at Chessington. It's still going and I still love it. What a great ride. It was an advertised queue time of 60 minutes and I waited only 15. Chessington do like to bump up their queue times, especially towards the end of the day. So you've got to watch that, and that's why I went in the queue, to be honest. I thought, no way is it going to be 60 minutes near the end of the day. Just gone 7 o'clock and yeah, had a fantastic ride there on Vampire. Very efficient operations though, of course, because the station and that end part of the queue line is all indoors, and with the restrictions at the moment not allowing things like dark rides to be open, they actually get you through the station really quick. That much so, didn't have time to really get any footage in the station. It was very much straight from the pre-batch gates into the air gates and onto the ride. There's no waiting about. They're not keeping people hanging about in the station because of those COVID restrictions. Well, there we go. Wraps up my visit here to Chessington World of Adventures. I've not been on loads of rides today. I could have done some more if I wanted to, but I've quite enjoyed just going around, soaking up the atmosphere, getting, of course, plenty of footage of the new rides. That's been my highlight today, seeing the 2 new rides. Croc Drop is a brilliant addition here. I love it. It's one of my favourite rides in the park now. It doesn't need to be thrilling for me to enjoy an experience, and that's what that ride is, a complete package and overall experience. Along with that, Blue Barnacle is a great family pirate ship that I really enjoyed getting on. Along with that, seeing the additional theming around the park, the new audio, a lot has gone on at Chessington that I'm really pleased with. So overall, it's been good to see all of that. I do feel like the park's been a little bit busier than it probably should have been today at the moment. I know it's the holidays, however, it is still supposed to be a limited capacity to enable social distancing in the park. To me, it felt a little bit busier than it should have. However, it did quieten down after the rain shower, but if that rain hadn't have happened, it would have stayed pretty busy all the way through, I think. But you know what, it's been really good to get here to Chessington, filmed lots of footage around the park, gave you all the latest updates and checked out the new rides. How about that? What a great day. Thank you very much for joining me, Sean Sandbrook. If you haven't already, check out the 3 vlogs me and and Charlotte have already filmed this season, from Alton Towers, Blackpool Pleasure Beach and Paultons Park. And coming up tomorrow, of course, whilst I'm down in the south of the UK, it could be only one park, couldn't it? Up next, it's Thorpe Park. So join me in tomorrow's vlog, checking out Thorpe Park, getting back on some of my favourite coasters, and so much more. That leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you in tomorrow's vlog.